Hello, 8Es, receiving teachers and students. Thank you, you may sit down. All right, 8Es and receiving students. Before we go on to our topic for today's lesson, we'll just recap our previous lesson. Now, Mitchell, can you just tell the class, all right, or tell the receiving students what we looked at in our previous lesson?
We learned how to calculate speed.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mitchell. All right, we calculated speed, all right? Now, there was a problem which I gave you, receiving students, and from that problem you were to calculate the speed. Okay, now, sorry. All right, I have another problem here which I'd like us to just recap, go through. All right, can I have Caleb? Caleb, please, can you read out the problem? Receiving students, the problem that is on the screen. I'd like you to read it out.
I walked 12 kilometers in 4 hours. What is the speed that I walk?
Okay, good. All right, what formula are we going to use to calculate speed? Receiving students, what formula are we going to use? Class? Okay. Erica? Erica, can you tell us, please, or give us the formula that we will use to calculate the speed or the unknown speed?
Speed equal to distance over time.
Okay, thank you. All right, speed equals to distance over time, or we can say S is equal to D over T. So this formula, I'd like you to calculate, right, receiving students, calculate the speed that I walked. Okay, this time in kilometers per hour. All right, who's got an answer quickly? Receiving students. What is the speed that I walked in kilometers per hour? Right? You can give a simple answer for that. That answer is simple, all right? Or your working out is just simple, yes? Okay, let's have Pindo, please.
Three kilometers per hour.
3 kilometers per hour. You others agree with this answer? Okay, so when we calculate it, the distance, what is the distance? Okay, 12 kilometers over how many hours? Okay, sit 4, which is equal to 3 kilometers per hour. So she walked 3 kilometers in an hour. Okay, good. Now, okay, we already found out how many kilometers per hour. This time, how many kilometers per minute? How many kilometers per minute? All right, receiving students in 8Es. Now, just to guide you, kilometers per minute, all right, you will have to change hours into minutes, okay, class and receiving students. Okay, this is just to guide you. It says convert the number of hours into minutes. Okay, have you got your answer? Yes. Okay, who'd like to go up to the board and just calculate, do your calculations on the board? Okay, receiving students, you can go up to the board and do your calculations. How did you convert kilometers per minute? All right, who'd like to go up? Okay, let's have Katrina. Okay, can be on this side. And you others, I'd like you to watch carefully and see if your working out is also the same as hers, or if you have a different working out. Okay, so 4 times 60 gives us 240 minutes. And then this is what she did. She simplified or she factorized. 4 times 3, 12. That's another way of calculating. But you can, otherwise you can simplify, you still get your answer. 1 over 20 or 1/20th kilometer per minute. Right? Okay, there are two ways. There are two ways which you can say this. Okay, which you can express this fraction. You can say 1 kilometer per 20th minute. Class, are you listening? 1 kilometer per 20th minute or 1/20th kilometer per minute. Okay, class? All right. Okay, now, all right, we'll go on to our topic for today's lesson. Class, lesson topic on time graphs, all right, receiving students. All right, I'd like everyone to look up here, please, class, 80s and receiving students. Now on the board, I have a time graph, okay? Now who can tell me, what do we have here? Okay, these are x's, right? What type of axis is this that's going down? The vertical axis, okay? This is the vertical axis. And this is the horizontal axis. So on a graph, you have axes, vertical and horizontal. Now on the vertical axis, what does it show? Okay, it shows kilometers or distance of this person's journey, all right? Annette's journey, okay? What do we have on the horizontal axis? Time. All right, horizontal axis, it shows us the time. Okay, so Annette's journey, all right, is shown on a time graph. Okay, it shows the distance of her travel and also the time which she traveled. Okay, now I'm going to tell you a story about Annette's journey. I'd like everyone to listen very carefully. The story reads, all right, okay, Annette spent a holiday, all right, at her Bubu Awa's house. Okay, oh sorry, at her Bubu Awa's house in Balabara. Okay, Balabara is it's a name of a place. Okay, so Annette, all right, she spends a holiday, okay, at her Bubu's house. Her Bubu's name is called Awa. Okay, her Bubu's name is Awa. All right, she spends a holiday there. Now, okay, it's time for her to go back to her home, okay? So right now she's at her Bubu's house, or Bubu's village, we can say. But now she has to go back to school and she has to go back home. So what she does is she goes, okay, to a friend's house, all right? She walks to her friend's house, okay? From her Bubu's village, she walks to a friend's house, okay? And it takes her 4 kilometers per hour. Right, class? Look up here. It takes her 4 kilometers per hour. Okay. Now she stays at a friend's house and they tell stories. Okay. All right. They tell stories with her friends. They tell stories about their holiday or their adventure during their holiday. And she stays with a friend for half an hour. Right. She stays with a friend for half an hour. Okay. And then while they're telling stories, they're busy telling stories, she realizes that she forgot to give her grandma's letter, right, which her mother gave to her to give to her grandma, but she forgot all about giving it to her grandma. So she runs back to her Bubu's house, Bubu Awa's house, yes? So she runs back, she goes back to her Bubu's house, okay? She goes, she gives the letter, okay, she gives a letter to her Bubu, and then when she's at the village, there's a Lucky Transport or PMV, okay, that is traveling to her home. So what she does is she gets on the PMV and then she goes straight home, okay? She goes straight home. All right, so this story, okay, can be interpreted on this graph here, this time graph. So again, I'll put it this way. Okay, she's at her Bubu's house, right? Bubu's village. She wants to go home, okay? She wants to go home now because her holidays are over. She has to go back to school. So she walks to her friend's house, all right? She walks to her friend's house and it takes her, 4 kilometers, all right? It takes her 4 kilometers to walk to her friend's house in how many hours? 1 hour. Now, like I said, they're telling stories. They're telling stories for how many minutes? Half an hour, right? 30 minutes. So here they're telling stories. Okay, she's not going anywhere. She's at her friend's house. They're busy telling stories. She realizes, oh, I forgot to bring my Bubu's letter. I forgot to give my Bubu Awa's letter. So I have to go back. So what does she do? She runs back, all right? She runs back home, okay, to her Bubu Awa's house, and then gives her the letter, gives her Bubu's letter, and then there's a car that is there, or a PMV. She hops on, and off they go to her home. All right, so you understand this time graph? Yes, okay, good. All right, receiving students and 8Es. If you can just copy this one down quickly, please. All right, class, receiving students. If you can copy this one down quickly into your exercise book. Okay, I'll just give you 5 minutes, please. Okay, 5 minutes to just copy that one down. Okay, don't forget this. The horizontal axis shows you the time. Okay, so you can write below here, you can write time. Okay, it's already given 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, 12 time. Here on the vertical axis, we have the kilometers, or you can say distance. All right, you can write distance on your vertical axis. You can have time shown. Okay. Okay, class. Eight is and receiving students. Have you finished copying the time graph? Yes. Okay, good. Here, I have only 3 questions for you to do. So please, that's for your activity. Okay, I think for question 3, I gave you the answer, yes? I did give you the answer for question 3 while we were going through the graph. Okay? So what you're going to do now is find the speed. Okay, find the speed from B to S. Find the speed from T to U. Find the speed from U to H. That's all. same. Okay, good. Have you finished? Yes? Okay. Okay, number one. All right. Number one, find the speed from B to S. Find the speed from B to S. Right, who's got an answer? Receiving students? All right, Samuel. Samuel, thank you.
The answer from B to S is 4 kilometers per hour.
All right, Samuel said 4 kilometers per hour. You agree with Samuel's answer? Yes? Okay, good. The speed that Annette traveled, okay, to her friend's house was 4 kilometers in an hour. So she walked 4 kilometers in 1 hour. All right, good. Now the next one. Next question, find the speed from T to U. So here she's at her friend's house and she goes back to her Bubu's house. She's going the same way. So what's the speed? Receiving students? Peggy. Okay, we'll have Peggy.
Four kilometers
4 kilometers.
per hour.
Okay, you others agree with her answer? All right, see, find the speed from T to U. All right, T to U. Okay, look here. You look at your timing. From here to here is 1 hour. All right, from here to here is 1 hour. So that means it's not 4 kilometers per hour. It should be? No. 4 kilometers in half an hour. 4 kilometers in 30 minutes. Number three, find the speed from U to H. Okay, what's our answer? 20 kilometers per hour. Okay, 20 kilometers per hour. ATs, can I have your attention, please, and receiving students? So, do you understand, do you understand this time graph? Yes. Okay, and the story about this time graph? Okay, good. Story about Annette's journey. Right. Okay, we'll stop here, ATs and receiving students. All right, our keyword for today is class read time graph. Okay, and receiving teachers, in our next lesson, we're going to look at adding and subtracting time. All right, that brings us to the end of our lesson. Thank you, ATs and receiving students, for participating. You're welcome, Miss Sima. Thank you for your lesson. Okay, thank you, class.